Hi guys. I don't know if you can hear the background noise, but it's the weekend, and of course our agents that have been onto this with the police and trying to get rid of these people out of here, that we've been talking about, the ones beneath us, they're right beneath us. And I've got a heart condition, and my heart rate has been going up to the 190s. So I'm laying low and extra low because of this stress, chronic stress. They're doing their best, don't get me wrong, and I believe them, because there's laws, there's rules, there's hardship of how to get certain bad tenants out, right? We all know that. But the problem is, this is a disability facility, and people like me have life-threatening situations now because of the stress. So this is what I'll have to listen to all day. Unless the police are receptive, if we do call them, which we have been told to do. But this is a regular occurrence. This is a daily occurrence, nightly occurrence, whatever you want to call it. Like, this is a never-ending stress. So they smash up the place. They use drugs, admittedly. We heard them say it, so it's like, it's just... And so it's very difficult to switch. That was them. To be heard from us that loud, you can imagine how loud it is in their house. So there's drug abuse, probably alcohol abuse, mental health issues. It's two females. And so this is the chronic stress that I'm dealing with. And this is on top of my heart condition. So not a good combination. And my human rights are breached left, right, and centre. I can't live in peace. You know, I'm not getting adequate medical care because I'm a female and I have a rare syndrome. So it's difficult to get the right medical care because, you know, I don't have a 22q specialist. I have to deal with general people in the general ologies, and they don't know 22q. I'm a whole story above, with concrete between us. Everything's closed, there's no window open. So this is the chronic stress that I have to listen to, and it frustrates me because it's just so unfortunate that at the same time... Sorry, I just put my heat pad off, it was on my stomach because my tummy hurts. So I've got such a high chance of basically having a heart attack in the next 5 years or stroke. So it's like, you know, I'm trying to be careful. I've had chest pain every day, probably now 5 days in a row. And this is because these guys have been here just over 2 weeks now, and it's just non-stop. So it's been building up chronic stress for my heart, for my body. Even though, as you can see, I'm calm. I don't try and let it get to me. I don't overreact to it. So, but it's just something I have to live with until they can kick them out. And boy, are they trying hard. They are so angry for me. But of course, as you know, sadly, sometimes assholes have rights. Isn't that the frustrating part of life? You know, a bit like the Gypsy Rose thing, right? As you guys might have, some of my regulars might not be into true crime, but if you've seen that, you know what I mean. Some people just sadly end up with having the rights they shouldn't have in society. So I don't know how long this will go on. It could be hours. The police will not come immediately because even though they're known to police, look, we could try and ring our agents because they do work on the weekends in different shifts. So it depends on whichever one we can get hold of that's aware of the situation. Because their massive admin team, which deal with normal admin and stuff, they probably wouldn't be knowledgeable. Whereas the people that during the week are very knowledgeable. They know every detail because they're dealing with it directly themselves with the police. So, yeah. So, this isn't really mental health and it's not autism, it's drugs. And, yeah, it just brings an extra level, you know what I mean? And sadly, beneath that is a very, very, very intellectually disabled man, and he groans, and he can't help that. That's his disability, and that's how it works. And he's going to get set off by this because his mood, because apparently he was really happy when he got in, that it was very, very stimmy with his vocals, and this is probably going to make him vocal because the stress. Stress to any autistic makes us all, I mean, I'm shaking a little bit. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel happy. It's not good. And I can keep my mind calm, but that doesn't mean my heart's going to be calm. You know, you don't have total control over your body with your mind. Okay, you've got some level of degree of yes and some level of degree of no. So even though I'm going to lay here and chill and watch TV and have it loud enough that it tries to zone it out, you know, my heart's going to be stressed because this could be a weekend of it. And, you know, as you know, people aren't available during the weekend naturally. And so we can't speak to the people maybe that we need to speak to intervene. But they did say in a massive email, contact the police, all of us. And I know all of others that we've spoken to all week, they'll contact the police as well. So that helps because when it's more than one person, then it's a bigger deal. But yeah, the problem is when the police get here, they literally just talk as if like nothing's ever happened. It's kind of creepy. It's a bit of sociopathy maybe going on there. But they're very selfish because when we kindly ask them to, hey, can you please be quiet? We said it really nicely, you know. Yeah, the abuse that Sir got was just through the roof. It was unbelievable and unwarranted because there was no threat of anger back at them or whatever else. So they don't want help. They don't care. And the taking of these drugs, and it's terrible. It's terrible. We're seeing the cycle in it. And unfortunately, there's certain, when I used to work in welfare, there's certain patterns. Paydays just hit. So unfortunately, people that live off our welfare system for disability, and they're actually defrauding the system, which is also being a complaint by a lot of us. So they're going to get into trouble or investigated because they've done something to cheat the system. It happens, guys, but justice will always be served because truth will always come out, right? But it's payday. That's access to drugs. That's access to having, you know, the payday is not in. So until it gets in, they get the drugs. They might calm down unless they're coming off the drugs before they take more. But at the moment, we're at the end of a pay cycle. Payday's Monday for disability. Oh, welfare officer, I know all these things. And on the alternative, you know, weeks are elderly pensions. So this is how Centrelink does it in Australia for disability. So they are 2 days away, because we're the weekend, 2 days away from payday. So they're low on the gear. Yeah, so it's real fun here today. And I have to keep calm. I have to keep my heart rate down. And it's stressful because even just focusing on that, that's why I won't put the watch on. What I'll focus on is listening to my body, noticing what my breath is doing. Am I breathing well? Because that's when I know my oxygen's gone down. Is my heart fluttering? That's when I know my heart rate might be like sky high. So I need to maybe take some deep breaths and just relax and just really try and do that meditative stuff to overcompensate for the fact that my heart is reacting to I've got underlying stress. You guys know that. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with. So you heard a bit of it, maybe. Don't know. Willow, I know you want to hide too from all of it. You can go into there. I'm making him a cubby. Good boy, in your cubby. Why not? So that's our day today, guys. And I thought I'd just share it because if you're in this situation and you have to deal with things that are very, very serious, this isn't an occasional thing. Like I said, it's a daily thing. It's been over 2 weeks. I'm not well enough to have that kind of a door bang, you know, and the heart goes boom. I don't need that. It's a risk factor, and I don't really want to end up. I've already been crying the last 3 days with the stutter. So certain words, and obviously certain complex words, I'm stuttering and then I get emotional, and it's just a horrible thing. And so I'm trying to... Sir, what are you doing down there? Not the big sir. Sir Junior. Okay, just don't suffocate, sweetie. You look like a worm. Oh my gosh. He's such a nerd, my cat. He's so autistic. Anyway, so this is what I have to deal with. It's just bad. The world is in a bad place, isn't it? Human beings are losing their shit. I mean, look at the news. Has anyone looked at the news? I don't normally look at the news. And what I mean by that is I don't look at the news, but Sir will say something and I'll go, no, yeah, I don't care. But these days I've been going, interesting, interesting, interesting. Oh my gosh, all of these patterns are emerging, and I'm going, people aren't happy, are they? Not coping at all. Another bang. Not coping at all. No excuse for that, and taking gear, that, you know, but still, it's what people do. It's not the choice I would make, but, you know, we're all different, I guess. I don't even know why. Nature versus nurture, it's a bit of both. Really? It's a bit of both, okay? We're all who we are because of what we were born, traits we have. Okay, with personality and psychology, I'll just give you, some of the degree information. It's as simple as this. You were born with some traits, and you were nurtured some traits into you. Simple as that. So, unfortunately, the traits that are born in you, you cannot change. You can do some work, absolutely. You can make that trait and turn it into a positive or something like that, absolutely. The way you react to who you are is a big part too. However, as you know, the problematic people of society, they don't work on themselves. So they turn to drugs, anything, devices of some kind, addictions to cope. And so, or resort to, well, this is kind of a result of that. Drinking does so much stuff, guys. Okay, alone, even forget drugs. Alcohol, I've got a family where we had many alcoholics. I've had many experiences as a child of issues in the household due to alcoholism. And I just hate it like my grandfather did. Hate it. To the point where I almost am like, like what a vegan probably does when they see meat. No, I don't want that. And they have that ethical reason. I look at alcohol and I always find a way not to drink it. And I don't drink alcohol. I'm talking about, say, if I was at like a particular special thing, like you're at a wedding and someone says that you're going to have to toast champagne. Even in those scenarios, guys, I say to myself, do I really want to do this? Because I don't want to be part of that. I think it's disgusting. And it's sad because I'm sure those people out there that have a glass of red wine at night is perfectly fine, right? But yeah, for so many, it doesn't just stop at one. And it's not the substance, it's a combination. It's the person's problems and the fact they don't work on them, and it's the alcohol or drugs, and both. So anyway, guys, just thought I'd share my story of the day. Wish me luck to keep calm and keep my heart happy. Bye, guys.